Jay, you look worried.
I am. Frisco hasn't shown up yet. I just cannot read that jury. I just hope they hold on to the idea that Kevin could have been at the lecture hall, even though nobody saw him there.
All right.
The court will resume. Will the prosecution please call its next witness?
The prosecution would like to call Lucy Coe to the stand, Your Honor.
Jake's upset about Frisco not getting back to you. Well, maybe Frisco's on to something. Well, it better be something about Lucy Coe. We better get back here before it's too late.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you shall give in the case of the people of the state of New York versus Kevin O'Connor shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
State your name.
Lucy Coe.
Would you state your full name?
Lucy Frances Coe.
And your occupation, Miss Coe?
I'm a part-time librarian at the Port Charles University Medical Library, and I'm also a student at the university.
You're a part-time student?
No, a post-grad student.
Oh, very industrious, Miss Coe. Your field of study?
Library science and psychology.
Do you know the accused, Kevin O'Connor?
Yes, I know him from my work at the library.
Are you friends?
No, but he studies at the library quite often, and I've chatted with him.
So you're social acquaintances, then?
Oh, well, I wouldn't call it that. I just try to be helpful when he needs reference book assistance.
Miss Coe, did you see Kevin O'Connor at the library on the morning of March 17th?
No.
Thank you, Your Honor. No more questions.
Does the defense wish to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Meyer, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Coe, you say the medical library was empty the morning of March 17th.
Yes, sir.
Why is it there were no students there?
Well, it was St. Patrick's Day, and the university marching band and the baton twirlers were right outside the medical library practicing, and all the students cleared out and went to watch.
But you stayed behind in the library.
Of course.
Well, why is it you didn't go watch the band rehearse?
Well, I couldn't leave my post, sir. I mean, I'm paid to be there.
Did you go over to the window? Maybe just glance out and watch?
Well, I might have glanced out once or twice, but I didn't actually watch.
Could you have missed somebody walking into the library, perhaps?
No.
How can you be so sure?
Well, if someone had to come in, I would have noticed.
Could someone, Kevin O'Connor, for example, have walked into the library and sat down just at the moment, perhaps, when you glanced out the window?
Well, I can see all the study tables from the window, and people arriving and leaving have to pass by my desk.
You didn't leave your post all morning?
No, sir.
Not even to go to the ladies' room? No more questions, Your Honor.
Court will recess until tomorrow.
All right.
I've got something on today. You everything on Lucy Coe?
No, nothing.
It's gonna be all right.
Dead, Terry.
Don't say those words. Now, Jake is gonna try and prove that she's lying.
We better do it soon. Time's running out.
Don't say those words, all right? All right.
Right on.
Yeah. Lucy really came through for you, didn't she?
Hey, you got time to talk some strategy for tomorrow?
No, I'm afraid not. I have to go home to dinner. Besides, I must check my messages at the office, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Take her in, Jake.
Oh, Jake, you look beat.
Today was a disaster. How'd you guys do?
No, Frisco, please, give him some good news.
I didn't get anything from Lucy Coe, but I'm going to keep digging. You know, my instincts tell me that there's something very unreal about that girl.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the jury sees her as the soul of integrity.
Well, Red Flynn hasn't got any. I've got a witness who will discredit him. It's the basketball player, Stretch. He says that he will testify that Red Flynn tried to bribe him to throw a basketball game 3 years ago.
Oh, Felicia.
All right.
I have made what's left of the flight.
Oh, there's one more thing. Now, I know it's kind of strange, but Stretch looks a lot like Kevin. Do you think that could mean something?
Could. I wouldn't rule anything out after today. Well, I'm glad that the O'Connors and Ted took Terry to dinner tonight.
I'm with you.
As for you, I'm sure glad you're here. All of you. Misery loves company.
You always say a trial has its ups and downs.
Well, this was definitely a down.
Oh, and you didn't do too bad with the medical student.
Bobby, Lucy Coe killed us today.
Lucy Coe, Miss Prim and Proper.
Yeah. Does she seem real to you?
I'm no lawyer.
You are a psychologist in a way, right?
She certainly seemed very sure of herself.
You
We
know,
have got to come up with something to discredit Lucy Coe.
I might have something that could help.
You just said you couldn't get anywhere with Lucy.
Right. But I did a little extra work on Red Flynn.
Yeah, but I've already got someone that turned him down for a bribery.
I might have someone who didn't turn him down.
You found somebody who took a bribery from Red Flynn while he was coaching the team?
Right. I talked to 4 car dealers today around town. Finally, with the last guy, I got something. It seems one of his salesmen sold a car to Red Flynn 3 years ago. A red car.
Red Flynn.
Right.
Go on.
Well, it turned out that Flynn did not want the car put in his name. He demanded it, only put it in the name of Norman Yorkin.
Norman Yorkin.
Norman, so he accepted the bribe that Stretch wouldn't.
You got it.
Red Flynn is a crook?
You may have come up with just what we need to wipe Flynn out as a witness.
But you still need something on Lucy Coe.
Yeah, you bet we do. Between Lucy Coe and John Hudson, Kevin looks like a liar. They both swear he was neither at the lecture hall or the library the morning of St. Patrick's Day.
Did I hear the name John Hudson?
You know him?
Sure I know him. How would he know where Kevin was on St. Patrick's Day?
Ruby, why wouldn't John Hudson know?
Because he was right here bright and early that morning at that table, forking out on corned beef hash and eggs.
Frisco, wake up.
Hi.
What are you doing?
What?
Frisco, you were sleeping. Now, what are you doing here so early?
I was cramming for these exams. I guess I dozed off.
Well, no wonder. I don't know how you're able to stand up these days.
But you're studying just as hard as I am.
Yes, but I'm not spending all my time on Kevin O'Connor's case. When do you sleep anyway?
Whenever and wherever I can.
So I see. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Why are you doing this? I mean, you thought Kevin was guilty at first.
I never said that.
No, you didn't say it, but you thought it. At least you thought Kevin or Patrick was the killer.
Yeah, I did.
Why are you doing this? Why are you spending all your time to clear Kevin?
All right, this is just between us, all right, Sam?
Okay.
I'm doing it because of Terry. I want to believe that Kevin is innocent. I want to believe that.
Oh, that's a professional cop's attitude.
Sam, I don't believe Terry could be married to him if she thought he was a killer. She'd know it. She'd sense it.
Obviously, Anna doesn't see it that way.
Yeah. It's not a great feeling being on opposite sides of Anna, too.
I'm sure it's not. Well, how's it going, anyway? Do you have anything that could help Kevin?
A few things. There's something about this librarian, Lucy Coe. Something about her just isn't right.
Sure. Fred's here this morning. He should be here.
Oh, didn't he tell you? He had to fly back to Laurelton late last night.
Back to Laurelton, why?
Murder trial or not, Tim, the business of Purity Water Company still has to go on.
That seems like you'd be here. Son, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, Kevin. How are you doing?
I didn't sleep last night.
Oh, neither did I. Jake, what are you going to do?
You two are going to have to be cool today. Act confident in front of that jury.
That's kind of hard to do, Jake, after Lucy Coe just destroyed my alibi.
We'll go after Lucy Coe when the time comes. The important thing right now is to erase the jury's picture of you.
What are you talking about?
Babyface killer with the bad temper.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what the newspapers are saying.
I wish I could take the stand.
Who is going to take the stand first? Someone who knows and loves you best in all the world. We're up against the ropes, Kevin. We have to fight with whatever we have.
All rise. This court is now in session. Case of the people of the state of New York versus Kevin O'Connor. Honorable Judge Anderson presiding. Be seated.
Mr. Madison, does the prosecution have any further witnesses?
No, Your Honor, the prosecution rests.
All right. Mr. Meyer, you call the first witness for the defense?
Thank you, Your Honor. Defense calls Mrs. Kathleen O'Connor. And Mrs. O'Connor, have you ever seen Kevin display a violent temper?
No, never.
Do you think he could kill Jennifer Talbot?
Objection. Speculation on the part of the witness.
Sustained.
Mrs. O'Connor, have you ever heard Kevin say he disliked Jennifer Talbot?
No.
Have you ever heard him say anything at all against Jennifer Talbot?
No, never. My son loved Jennifer even before he married her granddaughter.
Mrs. O'Connor, has Kevin ever told you why he wanted to become a doctor?
Yes, he did. He couldn't stand to see things die. And as a child, he would cry if anyone killed an ant or intentionally killed an insect. He believed that all God's creatures deserve to live, and he wanted to dedicate himself to saving lives.
Thank you, Mrs. O'Connor. Your witness, Counselor.
No questions, Your Honor.
You may step down.
Thank you. I'll be a bit late. Did I miss anything?
No, Mrs. O'Connor was Jake's first witness. I'd only lose points with the jury if that's oriented to her.
Yeah.
Your Honor, defense would like to call Patrick O'Connor, please.
Patrick O'Connor.
You are still under oath, Dr. O'Connor.
Yeah. State your name for the record, please.
Patrick O'Connor.
And you are the brother of the defendant, Kevin O'Connor.
That's right.
Would you explain your relationship to the jury, please?
Well, we're very close.
You get along?
Oh, as well as most brothers.
Do you think he's capable of murder?
Objection.
Sustained.
Your Honor, this is a character witness for the defendant. Who would know him better than his brother?
Your question calls for conjecture nonetheless. Objection sustained.
Well, it's not conjecture. I know my brother wouldn't hurt anybody.
Dr. O'Connor, just answer the question. The jury will disregard the witness's last statement.
If you were in a medical emergency with your brother, would you trust him with your life?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. No more questions.
Dr. O'Connor, you have just stated that you and your brother are very close, correct?
That's right.
And that you get along as well as most brothers.
Yes.
Does your brother have a violent temper?
No.
Did your brother ever physically attack you, Dr. O'Connor?
Attack? No.
Please consider your answer carefully. And remember that you are under oath. Now, isn't it true that your brother has attacked you physically on more than one occasion?
Well, we've had our share of fights, but I wouldn't call it physically attack.
Would you call it an argument?
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes. And were these arguments ever so serious that your brother hit you? Knocked you to the floor. In fact, there are witnesses who can...
Objection! Your Honor, the prosecution's never called any of these witnesses.
Sustained.
Dr. O'Connor, did your brother fly into a rage and physically attack you the day he got back from his honeymoon?
Yes, but he...
No further questions, Your Honor.
Oh, wait a minute. I want to explain that.
The witness will remain seated. Mr. Meyer?
No further questions, Your Honor.
And now you may step down, Dr. O'Connor.
Jake, why don't you ask Patrick why we were fighting? Because I want to get off the subject of your bad temper. Your Honor, defense would like to call for the next witness, Sheriff Hal Broder.
Sheriff Hal Broder, please.